for you. Hey, this is Empire Extreme, hanging out with the one and only Lita Ford.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you for having me.
So, it's another M3. How's it like playing
Yeah.
M3? I mean, you've played it a bunch of times and stuff like that.
It's always, and I said this tonight on stage, but it's always a great honor to be here. And I love the stage, I love the venue, I love the event, and I love Baltimore, Maryland, Columbia, Maryland. We always have a good time here. So, whenever they invite us back, I'm like, yes, M3, let's go do this and have some fun.
Yeah, it's awesome seeing you. We're actually cool with Patrick, so it's cool to see him on stage all the time. So like that, I got to see him
He's in rare form tonight.
When him and Nikki did a solo tour, so I got to see them do that.
I said to him, you sound like the Joker when you laugh. You know that movie with Joaquin
Phoenix?
Yeah,
the Joker.
And I just watched it on the plane, so his laugh is kind of fresh in my head. And I was in the bathroom tonight fixing my makeup before the show, and I said, you sound just like the Joker. I said, your laugh, that's the Joker's laugh, because he was laughing all night. I said, you were the Joker. He goes, are you trying to say I'm crazy? Well, yeah, could be.
Yeah.
He's going to call it Schecter now and have a Joker guitar cover made.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Speaking of crazy, like I said, you probably have the greatest, rock ballad duo of all times with you and Ozzy with Close Your Eyes. Talk about just, being able to make that song in all these years where that song is still amazing. And then speaking of Patrick too, who does an amazing job on that vocals too.
Yeah, he does an amazing job. He kills it every night on the vocals. But I don't know. I mean, that song has been a blessing to me, throughout the whole time that we wrote it. God, we wrote it back in '88, and so it's almost it's getting up there in age. But we just had the chance recently to do it with Glenn Hughes, and
nice.
I went to Germany, and I did a tour with the Rock Meets Classic tour. And I don't know if you're familiar with them. It's an orchestra. It's like a full-blown, full-on rock orchestra. They play rock songs, and then it's backed with a real rock drummer and 2 rock guitar players and bass player. So it's badass. And then they have sort of revolving celebrities that come up and sing. And the last tour they had Glenn Hughes, and he did Burn, and he did Mistreated, and then he came up and we sang Close My Eyes together.
Oh, nice.
And it was so sick. Because, it's a different animal with an orchestra, and for them to play Close My Eyes Forever, it was just gorgeous. And then Glenn's voice on top of it, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
We got a standing ovation every night.
Oh, nice.
It was really cool.
Yeah, and then, obviously, talk about just the impact and being able to do it, but, not people who know your career. Obviously, you started with the Runaways, and being a huge band, and then, breaking off and doing the solo career and having such a huge, solo career. Talk about being able to have that ability to not only do something like that big, but to come back and do something else big too.
Yeah. I just been blessed, my whole career. I feel like now I'm finally able to come full circle and I know everybody, we know all the venues, we know all the band members, we know all the promoters, all the tour managers, everybody is like, it's one big happy rock and roll family for me. And so it's always so good to get out and do shows like M3 where you get to see everybody and hang out with everybody. And
Awesome.
and in the Runaways days, we used to do the same thing. So.
And then the last question, it's a loaded question, it's tough, I always ask everybody, but if you could take one song from your career, it could be solo, Runaways, and put it in a time capsule, civilization finds it thousands of years later, what song would you want them to hear from you?
Oh my God. I don't know, maybe Cherry Bomb, because it's kind of one of those songs that's relatable. The audience lit up tonight when we started Cherry Bomb. I thought, wow, this is the song of the night. And Close My Eyes, of course. They love that too. But I don't know, because Cherry Bomb started from the beginning.
Yeah, exactly.
It didn't come halfway, so that would probably be it.
Oh, awesome. Well, I wanted to thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.